Alrighty, here we go. Took me long enough. How long has it been? A month? 2? Whatever. It's not like I get a lot of traction on these videos anyways, but, I did not quite stick to my word. This took a lot longer than I expected. Because I am a procrastinator, and schoolwork is kicking my ass. Not anymore, though. I'm on break. Hallelujah. Also, happy Valentine's Day, even though I'm recording this a day before then. But who cares? Anyways, I made a short not too long ago about MOTM, so I also mentioned something about making another video related to it, and here it is. Another video should be coming in soon, hopefully, depending on how much I procrastinate, but I will try and get it out as soon as possible. I originally had planned to do a short discussion about the original source material, if you will, behind the comic that I am talking about, which I really love. The MOTM, not the original source material, because that was, geez. Looking back on it now that I'm older, it was yikes. But I feel like there's a lot of other people out there on this platform that have already talked it to death and or done it a lot better than I could. So all I'll say is that I used to like it when I was younger. I grew up, I looked back on it, I realized all the mistakes that I made in liking it, I realized all the flaws that were in it, and I am no longer in supporting that in any way, shape, or form, nor do I ever want to think about it ever again. Anyways, I decided that for the main part of this video, I'd actually just be drawing the main 5 and just talk about my opinions on them and about the comic as best as I can, even though I'm not used to talking and I often blank out constantly. Okay, let's do it. Alright, for the first character in mind, we've got Cuphead. I have always loved this guy. I've always loved his personality. I still do. Even back in the original source material, I still liked him, though I like this version a lot more. I always really liked the jacket that they give him, and I also just really like his attitude. He's a prankster, he is a mischief maker, but he also isn't as dumb or dim-witted as people often think. He is fairly clever. Maybe not book smart, but street smart. He relies on his luck as described in the comic, and he is able to go with the flow, I suppose, which in a way is rather clever of him. And I like him a lot for it. And I really hope that I did him justice with his pose in this drawing. I tried a new medium of art, so I don't know if anybody will notice. I don't post a lot on here anyway, but I did a bit more of a transparent coloring scheme compared to what I usually do, and I also used the selection tool, I believe it is called, to color it in a lot easier. That's something I've started doing a lot more, and it's honestly saved my ass so much. I don't know why I didn't use it sooner. Anyways, on to Mugman. Oh boy. That's a character I could talk about for a long time. I really like how, instead of going with the original concept for the character that people often do of him being like this innocent little boy who can't do anything wrong. No, I want the guy who is capable of killing a man. I love the versions of him where he's capable of killing a man and getting away with it. I love that version of him, and I definitely see it as a headcanon, and I do believe it is canon, if we're going off of Cuphead show stuff. Anyways, I really liked his design and his demeanor in the comic. He's a clever person, he's book smart, he has a good head on his shoulders, even if he is a bit, able to snap pretty easily. But otherwise, I think his character is really interesting, and I really like him a lot in this version of the comic. And I can't wait to see more of him. On to my boy Bendy, the main man. I love his personality. I really like the personality of all of them. I've always liked him, just like Cuphead, but I really like his charm. He has that old-timey, classic, gentleman-esque attitude that I feel like really suits his character. He was of a 1930s cartoon, more or less, so I think him having sort of that old-timey charm really suits him a lot. And I think he seems a lot more mature compared to his Quest version of himself, which was definitely annoying. Anyways, on to his brother. I genuinely really like this version of Boris. I feel like his characterization is definitely a lot more, proper to his character in the game. I feel like he seems a little intimidating, but honestly, I think him just being this lazy old boyo who loves to just, he has a good heart. He has his morals in place, and I feel like he has a lot more to give to the story than Quest version of him. And I also really appreciate that they did not make him a child, which, definitely makes a lot of the problems go away now, considering the fact that they made the characters like late 20s to early 30s, which definitely works a lot better in this case than a literal child. Or young adults, seriously. And lastly, we have Shelly. I have never once played Danny's World. I have no knowledge about it, and I don't really play Roblox, so of course I wouldn't really know much about it. So I genuinely was worried about whether or not I was going to like her or not, but honestly, even in the short segments that I have seen her, I really like her. I feel like she has so much more character to her than any other woman that was in the Quest dub. And seriously, I really like her design. She seems really sweet and passionate, and I genuinely would really like to know more about her. And I feel like now, with where the comic is at the moment, we might just see more of her soon enough. And I cannot wait for that. I also really just... You know what? No, come to think of it, I just really like all the characters in general. I might have a hard time describing how I want to say things without a script. I tend to do these things without a script, I'm going to be so honest with y'all. But I feel like I get the point across pretty well, and just the simple fact of that they're well written. The story's well written, has an interesting plot line, it has a lot more going on with it than the original source material ever did. And honestly, I don't even want to say that it was based off of the or based off of the, Quest thing. It's kind of just become its own thing. It might share similar characteristics to it with Quest, but it's, generally speaking, in my opinion, its own thing. Its own story, way better written, and a lot more mature. And it's genuinely something that I really love to see. And I honestly cannot wait to see more of it. Which I really hope that we do. I've been checking the comic, the page on Tumblr dozens of times, just waiting for the next upload. I've never really had a comic in my life that's ongoing that I've really gotten like super interested in, always checking in on my phone, makes me laugh. It's so dark and yet so funny at the same time, and I love it. I love the art styles, and I just can't wait to see more of it. I know that I'm probably sounding like I'm blabbering, and I probably will have to make a couple edits to make this audio sound decent, but I hope that I got my point across. And seriously, I do feel like more people should look into it. It's really well written, and I feel like in the grand scheme of things, with how media is right now, the internet, I feel like it's sort of this just pure gem that I want more people to see. It's been getting really popular lately, and I just really want more people to look into it. I know that I'm very, very, very small on my platform, but I really hope that I have a decent enough reach. Appreciate you. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and, stay for more. Anyways, I gotta go.